Welcome back to a daily dose of good news. It is often said that you don't realise what you have until it is gone. Life, health, friendships, family are all easily taken for granted when they are on tap, when everything is rosy. Then when tragedy strikes, you realise what you had and wish you could get it back. Suddenly that which had been taken for granted becomes the most treasured of things that you wish you could turn the clock back on to appreciate fully what it was as you should have done. In today's extract from Dr. Luke, Jesus tells us a couple of stories, parables, along this theme. Now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering round to hear him. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus told them this parable. "Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Does he not leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbours together and says, 'Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep.' I tell you that in the same way there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent. Or suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Does she not light a lamp, sweep the house and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbours together and says, 'Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin.' In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents." For you and I, it is probably not going to be a sheep that we've lost. We've probably lost more coins than we would care to imagine, and yet we haven't made much of a fuss over it. But that doesn't diminish Jesus' teaching. Maybe it was your marriage you lost, a child, your health, the deepest ache of your heart, that gut-wrenching, overwhelming sense of loss. What you wouldn't have done to go back in time to how things were. Hold that anguish in your mind. That is what God feels when he looks at you if you haven't yet given your life to him. He aches, cries out, does all he can to help you to turn to him. That is how much he loves you. Will you respond to his love and follow him? See you tomorrow.